Alright, welcome to the video. Make sure you go watch the previous parts. This mission, we're basically going to launch this probe into like a very specific orbit around Kerbin. So let's go get into it. Okay, here's the launch now. Basically normal launch here. Alright, let's skip to the main mission though. Basically, we just get to orbit, and we just match up our orbit with this green one here. And basically, we complete the contract. So here, let's fast forward a bit. Alright, now we go to the apple boxes, and we just fire engines, and we complete the orbit. Alright, next mission. Alright, basically this mission is supposed to scout out some areas on the moon. And it's going to collect data from them. Here, I'll show you in a second. As you can see, the little blue markers is where we're sending our ship. We have a maneuver node to get us there. Basically, we're just going to do that. And we're going to do below a certain height, and we're going to do a thermometer study. Anyways, let's get into it. This first time, I actually missed it because I went to the wrong area. So hopefully I'll get it in the next time around. Alright, let's go to it. Anyways, we enter the area and we do the report. Anyways, we get to the other area and we do this. And we get the report. And it was all going good until this happened. I quickly realized I didn't have enough fuel to get to the other sector. So it was basically over for me. Tried my best, but it was basically over. Then we very quickly, just exploded the thing and we crashed into the surface. Turns out we actually did part of the mission right, because we got two of the things. So technically we made a profit, so that was a W. Anyways, this next launch was going to be our first ever moon landing. Of course, it was just a probe. So anyways, we sent it up and hoped it worked. Anyways, I get to orbit the moon before really realizing something horrific. We were behind the moon, so we didn't have any probe control. And we were currently on course straight to the moon's surface. There was really nothing I could do but watch. This was attempt 2. We were hoping this one would work, but we could only wait to see. Apparently, it technically survived the landing. Or I wouldn't really call it a landing, though. I mean, just look at this. My gosh. Turns out the probe, battery, and antenna survived. But I guess if it works, it works. No signs collected, though, so that was unfortunate. Anyways, we tried to attempt our first docking in orbit, but we ended up having to abort and land the capsule in the ocean. So we decided to try again. Anyways, this capsule safely landed in the ocean, so we wouldn't have to worry about some innocent Kerbals dying. Not that I care, though. Anyways, this is what the rocket looks like. It looks really nice. So let's go to the next mission. Basically, it's kind of similar to the first main orbit, the Vostok 1. But it has more fuel and RCS control. Alright, anyways, let's head over to the launch. Yeah, let me just put some solar panels on it. Anyways, we could only hope this launch would go well. So, oh wait. My bad, I actually put 3 Kerbals in there, I only wanted 2. That didn't really count though. Anyways, this time I actually put the correct number of Kerbals in. This time. So let's have a quick look at the pilots. Here are all our pilots. Erford was actually the first Kerbal in space. So we will be launched on the second flight before we dock. Anyways, let's get into it. This was going to be part 1 of our docking mission before we did it. First launch this, then we'll launch another craft. So we have to lock in here and do launch as good as possible. Anyways, let's get into it. Alright. Then this happened. I was now watching our craft tumble. I tried redirecting it, but it didn't really work. I kept trying and trying, it just kept spinning. Eventually the boosters ran out of fuel, but it was basically over already. Second, the boosters had actually fully lost control. It was basically over. Eventually I was able to stabilize it before staging. I tried to use the SRBs for the abort system to try and pull us further, but that didn't really help that much. Second stage pulls us up with high speed. This was able to put us on a decent suborbital trajectory, but it really wasn't that good. By the time we did it, I realized I just completely screwed up the nav ball and was pointing the wrong way. So I quickly moved to the right area. I was aiming for apoapsis at 100,000 meters. I'm pretty sure we just got just short of it before detaching to the main spacecraft. Unfortunately, I fat-fingered the time forward button and ended up going way past apoapsis, and the mission was basically over. Services staging wasn't working, so I had to press the abort button. Anyways, I survived the flight and successfully landed in the ocean. Unfortunately, we're going to have to end it here. Make sure to like and subscribe, because this was over hour footage, not including the stuff I recorded. GG.